Hey y'all, it's Goma. I just sat and talked for to my phone here for about 30 minutes about stuff, and then somebody called me and it messed it up. So anyway, that's okay because I really was just carrying on talking. But I really wanted to just get on here because, a lot of times, well, the reason, like I said, the reason I started doing this in the beginning was just to get my thoughts out, talk about them, talk about things that I really couldn't talk to anybody in my real life, quote, real life about. And I knew that I needed to say them out loud. That, it was important for me to, in the beginning to really start just talking about my journey, I guess. And that's how I started doing it, just walking around in my garden, sitting outside and um, just talking. And then I didn't have any idea what I was going to talk about. But I did have a few things that I knew I needed to get out. So that's my point on that. Well, fast forward, I ended up, adding a lot more to that I didn't know would ever come. But now where I'm at, I feel like I've got to continue on just being real, like being real. So the reason I wanted to talk to you today is because, I'm feeling like, today has been a bad day, just to be honest with you. It's been a bad day for me, health-wise, and I've been trying to drive over about an hour and a half to just stay a day or so with my son at his house because it was his birthday last week, and he just wanted me to come, which I'm like, that's pretty nice. I should try and go, even though I didn't, with the way things have been going physically, I didn't know how I was going to do that. But all week I've tried to do that. I've tried to work it out, to gather myself in a way that I could think about doing it. And finally, today I just had to admit there's no way I'm going to be able to go. And last Friday, my daughter asked me to babysit and wanted me to come, up to her house and babysit. And the same thing, I wanted to go, told her I could. I started trying to get ready to go, and I wasn't able to go. And so, there's just a lot, and there's a whole lot more in my life going on too, with just family and, everything's going on in the world. It's really, really, really ramped up and out of control in my life. I mean, really. Everything is on every level. Just about everything that can come at me is coming at me. And, that maybe not, I'm not going to say everything. There could always be more. But still, I have had, I have times where I'm just completely in my heart and in love, and but then I have a lot of times where, like, the when I wake up is a bad time for me, and that starts the day off bad. I realize it does, but I couldn't feel worse. I feel worse when I get up. I feel worse than I do all day. So when I wake up, whether it's from a nap or whatever, I feel like death. And so those are my thoughts, is, oh my gosh, first thing that I feel so bad. And it's hard, I try all day to pull out of that. And a lot of days I do pretty good about it. But some days I don't. And today I still have had moments of being in love. And not moments. I've had, sections of time. But everything's kind of starting to build up and get to me. And, I guess that's by design. Try to, it's part of it. But, I found myself really bothered by the fact that everybody needs to feel understood and appreciated and cared for. And with this awakening thing that I'm going through, it's really alienated me completely from everybody. And I don't feel that. I don't know who to talk to about how I feel, because nobody very few people are going to understand. Maybe people that are going through it, that, like you guys. But there's no personal interaction there. There's no, I can't get a hug if I need one. I can't get, and it's not just about that. The whole world is like that, and really has always been that way. And I said this one other time, and we come into the world alone, and we go out alone. And in the meantime, you go through life around a whole lot of people. But for me, all my life, there hasn't been anybody for me. And that's not to say that, I've had relationships, I've been married, I've, my parents, my sisters, and I've had relationships and people that care about me and all that, so I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say how rare it is to have the kind of connection where somebody loves you because of you individually, because they can see you and the real you, and because they really do love you. They want to comfort you, to be there for you, to encourage you. And I find in the spiritual community, there's a whole lot of love talk, talking about love, talking about light, talking about truth. But it's not, real love is in relationship. Real love is appreciating what's intricate and different and special about you. And I know there's a lot of people that have that and have had that or have had that, several times or more. Their life has been different than mine in that way. But, I'm almost 50. And that portion of really not having, it feels like, well, I really don't have anybody, nobody has my back kind of thing. But, I know that's not true. Spiritually speaking, I know that's not true. But in terms of humanity, in terms of one another, that's not true for me. And on days when it's really bad, on days when I'm really struggling like today, that's really everything that has set me apart my whole life. Is I have felt like I don't have that. I don't have that in this world. I can't find that in this world. And that's why I'm not clinging to this world or, I've learned a lot. I have done and am completing what I came here to do. But it hasn't, this world has not been good to me. It just hasn't. And I love the beautiful sunsets. I love the beach. I love the cliffs, the rocks. There's so much I love about, the waterfalls, about this world. But there's the heart connection that I long for is not here. Is not here, and all the positive, quantum, beautiful talk that there is out there cannot feel that, cannot meet that, because it's personal. It has to be personal for me. And maybe just because it never has been. I don't know. But I've always felt like people whoever loved me, said they loved me and did love me. They loved me as something, My children love me as their mother, but they don't know me. They don't know the core of who I am. When I was married, I was a wife. I was loved as a wife, as a woman, whatever, but not as the core of me. And I feel like that's, for me, I see that missing. We don't connect that way anymore at all. Or at least I don't. And I don't see other people connecting that way. So I had to get that out. And, a lot of people would shush me and want to sit me in a corner for talking about something that wasn't, the highest of the high. But I cannot be fake. I cannot be fake. I can't. I've been accused of being prideful and all kinds of things. I've been accused of everything, but the truth is, for me, it's all about loving each other, really loving each other, really supporting one another, not talking like we do, but doing it. And I don't see people really doing it. Everybody's worried about themselves. And I'm worried about myself, but that's what is missing in the world. Yeah, masks and vaccines and all that stuff. That's a problem. But the real problem is we don't have love. Real true love as a giver and as a receiver. We don't have that. I don't have that. And you'll have to forgive me for feeling that sometimes. You'll have to forgive me when the trauma that I've been through surfaces a little bit. Because I'm not going to be perfectly sugar all the time. I can't be. That isn't real. Love is both. It's sugar and salt. And we need both. So, that's my opinion on it. And that's the only thing I wanted to give. You can take it or leave it. And anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I may be in a completely different place in an hour. But for now, it's been a rough day. And I'm not going to lie and pretend it hasn't. And I'm not going to ignore it or stuff it down or hide it hide it away like I have so many days of my life. I mean, countless days I've just hidden away and I can't retrieve them. So that's the real report today. And, I am who I am, and I'm trying to become a better me. And I do really well sometimes. I don't get a atta girl when I do. But I mean, not from anybody else. So some days I'm not doing all that well. And as someone I know says, and that's okay too. So, thank you guys for everything that you do for me. Thank you for the love you do give me, the support you do give me. Those of you that are supportive and loving. I appreciate and value all of it. I do. But there's always more, right? All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a good night. And I'll talk to you again. Bye.